Hello there, good morning everybody. How are you today? Hi Janet, hi Crafty Knitted Gillian. How you doing? Lovely day today. It was so cold this morning. It was, I was up at about, I don't know, 5:30, and I thought, this is winter. It was really cold. But it's turned out to be quite nice here. The sun's out, the heating's off. Yeah. I'm going to make a gift bag this morning from my Half-Filled Winter book. I'll show you that in just a second. I'm not going to bombard you with lots of new fabrics, but I have got a couple of things I need to explain. Like with the sewing pouch panel and the corner creator, I've had a request from Jean. So Jean, I hope you're watching. Hello Deb, Elizabeth, Sally Ann, Irene, hello. And Ella, Kath, Jackie, Brenda, Janet, Jackie, Betty. Sorry if I miss anybody. Comments are coming through really quickly. Blinking awful, says Janet, driving down the M40 yesterday. Oh, morning Andrea, morning Lisa. Good here, thank you. Morning Rita, up nice and early over there in New York. Hello Sue. And Julie just cutting out squirrel pouches. This is the second batch. I was going to give you a reminder of those pouches actually because we've got them back in stock again, and we are doing an offer with fabric which works out at pretty much not very much at all. So if you haven't seen squirrel pouches, they're the ones at the top over there. This is the panel. So you can make, if I just show you if you haven't seen it before, designed initially to make one large bag, one medium bag and one small one with the linings, with an animal on the front, an animal on the back and flowers for the lining. However, you can double the amount that you make if you use one of the images on the front, one on the back and your own lining, thus we're giving you fabric. Or if you wanted to use your own fabric on the back, you can make 16 pouches altogether. So it does come with instructions. You will need zips and you will need some kind of wadding or interfacing. And the fabric that it comes with, you've got 1/2 metre of hot tomato, which I think you'll agree goes really, really well with the images. I love the mouse, I think is my favourite one. So here's on the medium bag. You've got the squirrel on the larger bag and the little hedgehog on the small one. But remember, if you go front back and use the fabric that we're giving you, you can double the amount that you make. Karen, I used H630 with this one, which is a fusible fleece. So I'd recommend H630. H640 may be a little bit too firm or too thick for the smaller pouch. Or you could use a G700, which is a woven interfacing, a little bit heavier than a quilting weight of cotton. Or I'm using today for my gift bag a G200. So actually that is G700. So I think my voice is going. Talk too much. And it kind of doubles the thickness of your fabric if you're using cotton. So that's a woven interfacing for Lisaline G700. I'm using today on my gift bag an H200, which is around about the same weight, but this is non-woven. So it just adds a bit of stability. So anything like that will be absolutely fine to use on your gift bag. I use woven interface. Will it be okay for a tote bag? Yeah, it'll be. That's woven. Is that woven? That's the woven one. That's the G700. It'll be quite soft. I mean, firm enough to kind of stand, not like a fleece would be, but it will make a soft tote bag. So if that's what you like, then that's absolutely fine. Julie sat in the car watching. Is he going to bring you out a can of pop and some crisps? Reminds me of when we were little and Mum and Dad went to the pub and left us in the car park with a lemon and lime and a bag of cheese and onion, and I thought lemon and lime was such a grown-up drink. Lemonade with lime juice in it. Hi Sarah. Hi Pamela. Wonderful news. Oh, who's got wonderful news? I missed that one. Francesca Turner, what is your wonderful news? Let me go back and have a look. Dropping into it. One more chemo to go. Oh yes, one more chemo to go, and then she's going to be back sewing along. That sounds like a song, doesn't it? Oh, well done. Well done for sticking it out. I know how awful that can be and what it can do to you. So once you've recovered from the cancer, you've got to recover from the effects of the chemo. But well done to you for getting through that. Hello, Irene in Brisbane. Welcome along. Julie Jones in France. And who won what? Christina says, thank you for my sewing journal, which I won. Congratulations. I'm glad you like it. Hi, Sarah. Yeah, we're all good, thank you. Karen says it's still dark in Nova Scotia. Watching on the way to Cornwall is Sue. Lovely. So that's the Woodland Animal pouch. We have some sewing pouches in stock, but I think they've all gone again, in which case we've got some more coming in on hopefully Wednesday. These just keep selling out. That's it, that's the panel. Same kind of deal as with the animal pouches, so you can really make the most of your panels. So you could, in effect, if you're only using one of these images on the front, your own lining, it doesn't come with extra fabric, this one, your own lining and your own backing, you could make 16 pouches out of that as well. So this one is quite a long one. That's designed to hold your scissors, so we're keeping you organised in your craft room basically. So that'll hold a pair of shears easily, and then that can either be the back or the lining, or you can do front back. It's up to you. This one, it's got buttons and threads on it. You can keep what you like in there, but it's nice to identify it, isn't it? And then over here you've got one with sewing machines on it, and the little one down here with a tape measure, which you could use for clips as well. This one you could use this one comes with instructions but no extra fabric, which is why it's a little bit more affordable. But if you wanted to add fabric to that, something like a magenta or a sage green or a purple or a cerise would look lovely. Maybe the fuchsia poplin that we've got on the website would go really well with that one. So that's those. When they do go, I can't remember if there's a few left on the website or not. I did check this morning, but they were running low again. Hopefully they're going to be back in stock again on Wednesday. Linda's, I hope he's going to be okay. Well, if you're waiting for him to be discharged, then hopefully he's okay. Spray to stick. Oh, right. Who's lost their mojo? Willow's lost her mojo. Where are you? Trying to sew 2 pieces of fleece together and it keeps skipping stitches. I've had the machine serviced. 2, try changing your needle, try different thread. Having the right needle and thread can really make a difference, so just maybe try a different brand. And if you're sewing fleece, then a ballpoint or jersey needle may help with skip stitches. If you're using a universal needle at the moment, then just try swapping out for one that's designed for stretch fabric. Hello, Ollie in Dundee. Please can you tell me when will the download be available for the large bag and purse? Need to make it first, Mary. Gosh, excuse me. We are going to have some kits. I did keep some back from Great and Craft. Is it there? No, it's not there, is it? So we will have some kits. Just waiting for the instructions to be printed, so hopefully by Wednesday next week we should have a few kits, but that will be the last of them for the moment. And the downloads, I don't know. I'll see if we can get something done by the end of next week. The thing with the downloads, it's not an issue, but the thing that takes the time is that the pattern and the instructions are all on A3 papers. So you can fold them in half, and if it's downloadable, it needs to be on A4 because most people don't have an A3 printer, they'll have an A4. So we just need to kind of split everything and place on fold and do all that kind of stuff, and make a fabric handle, because obviously you don't get the handle if it's a download. Hello, Karen in Truro. Oh, you've not missed much, Daryl. Not missed much. 3 weeks I've tried foundation paper piecing on a block of the month, and I've given up going to adapt another pattern for the block. Oh, Sheila, I'll have a look at that when I get a minute. I don't want you to give up on it. If you do, why don't you put a comment in the Ask a Member if you've got some problems. Somebody will get back to you. Somebody will get back to you, definitely. Hello, Leslie in Preston. Sunny there. Laura's got a bag cut on its way from Great and Craft. Good. Oh, yes, a walking foot. So that's a good idea for fleece. Try walking foot as well. Morning, Dawn. And Christina Solveig, hello in Norway. About your sewing club and downloading instructions for the projects, where do you download it to? You download things onto your PC or your tablet or whatever it is that you're using. So patterns you'll need to download. Instructions you don't need to. You can just read them straight off the website unless it's one of the projects that's being taken down, in which case if there's no video you can just download the instructions. So just click download and it will, what are you on? Are you on a tablet or a PC? It'll go straight to your tablet or PC. Then you can print it off or just save them there. If it's a video that's coming down, then you save a link to the video. So when you click on the link, it will always take you straight to the video. Hope that explains. Hi, Sandra. Oh, hang on a minute. Finite knowledge, they've received the bag and purse ordered on Sunday, many days after dispatch information received. Whoa. So hopefully next week it will arrive. Oh, thank you, Sandra. There's always an issue with always an issue. Some of the bags, were they on extended? Can't remember, but no, they're always late, have you got any of the Robin fabric left? Which Robin fabric, Bernadette? We do quite a few. If you've got the name of it, then we'll have a look. Just going from the Cotswolds in 7 Norfolk to open my parcel material from, oh, lovely, blossoming mosaic and mulberry tree plus H640. Can't wait to get started, she said. Now, Jean, if you're watching, Corner Creator, this is for you. So she bought one, can't remember what to do with it, and they don't come with instructions. So I'll just show you really quickly because I know well, hundreds of you. I can't believe how popular this one's been. So this is it. It comes to you like that. So take off the plastic wrapping and take off this Perspex guarantee paper, and then you've got a completely clear template. And the 3 little discs, I suggest you keep them in a bag or in one of your sewing pouches if you've made those. Mine are a bit mucky because I've used them a lot. So to curve the corner of a bag, for instance, instead of rummaging through your drawers and your crockery drawers or whatever else to find a 2-inch circle to use as a template, I'll show you what I mean by that in a minute. Might have to make a bigger one of these. You line up the edge here with each side of your fabric and draw around it and then cut. Or, because it's an acrylic template, if you've got your cutting mat and rotary cutter, you can cut right up against the edge of it. So the same with a 3-inch. If your pattern says use a 3-inch circle template to round off the corners, then use a 3-inch section there. So those 2 lines, if this is a right angle, those 2 lines will go on each side of that. And the same with the 1-inch. So you've got 1, 2, 3 and 4 inches. Now if your pattern says you need a 1.5 inch, then you'll need to add an extra 1/2 inch, and this is where these come into effect. So now as I go around the corner, I've got my pen in the middle here, I can add an extra 1/2 inch. I can add a 1/4 inch seam allowance to any template that I'm using. So if you've already got a patchwork template, an acrylic template, and you want to add a seam allowance of 1/4 inch, then you can just go around there by putting your pen in the middle of the little wheel. If you need to add 3/4 inch, then use the big one. Obviously your point will be round as you go around there, but it does add that seam allowance for you. What you can also do is, if I do this inside out, is to fold in half and in half again. And if your pattern says, right, you need a 3-inch circle, put this against the folded edges, draw around here, and then you can cut this out. Actually 3 inches will make you a 6-inch circle. Okay. So when I'm making my gift bag, instead of looking for something that measures 6 inches, and that's the only thing I could find in my pantry, I'm actually going to use the 3-inch Corner Creator to make that 6-inch curve around the top. And I told you, these little things, because they're completely clear, if you drop one on the floor, you won't find it until you hear it go in the vacuum cleaner. So do keep those safe. It's called a corner creator, Cheryl. But it's so designed to round off the corners of bag flaps or cushion covers or gift bags. But of course you can use it to make circles with as well. That was just a bit of a bonus. Sarah says she really loves her template. It's so useful. See if you can purchase a cheap fur cushion in a homeware store, ideal for bees. Oh, that's a good idea. I think we've got some white, but I'm not sure if it's in stock at the moment. But yeah, a cushion cover is a good idea, because then you're not having to buy kind of yardage. You've got a much smaller amount, which is brilliant. Alison says, anyone coming to the open day if they're wanting to visit elsewhere? Newark, with coffee, antique and gift shops with the river running through, is only about 35 minutes away. Alison, I can't remember the last time I went to Newark. It was probably the Antiques Fair years and years ago. I did go there in about 1975 to see T-Rex. But yeah, I haven't actually visited Newark for a long, long time. Oh, Sarah says loves the corner creator. We do still have some spaces, I think, for the 10 o'clocks. But we're pretty full now all day. I am so looking forward to this open day. We will be having more, maybe not such a big event as we're putting on this time, but more of a we're open for the day kind of thing. But yeah, I think it's going to be really good. I hope the weather's going to be good. Bosal foam linden for a book cover, maybe a little bit too thick. It's going to be quite difficult to sew and turn inside out. I wouldn't use Bosal. I wouldn't use anything thicker than a fusible fleece or felt, personally. Oh, Laverne says she's on a holly bobs. Lovely. How long have I lived here? About 12 years, June, I think. Maybe 13 years. Going to Widemundham windmill, 7 minutes away after. Oh, nice. Not been there. We do ship to the States, Cheryl. It costs, I think the minimum postage is £16.50. It is quite expensive, but yes, we do ship to the States, and it takes around about 2 weeks, which is £17.25. We use Every, and it takes normally around about 2 weeks. We will do some filming there, Andrew, as well, as long as everybody's okay with being on camera, and I might do a live as well. Julie Jones loved T-Rex. And Janet. Oh, it was my heartthrob. Mott Bowling. Morning, Jilly. I didn't make the top, Leslie, but thank you very much. Right. So, yes, so that's the corner creator. We've sold hundreds of them. I think we've got about 50 left in stock. When they sell out, it's probably going to be another week before we can get hold of any more, but we will keep a constant stock of those. What do you think about doing a bigger one? I'll have a think about that. I'll have a think. Anyway, I'm going to make a gift bag. I've got all my bits cut out already. And let me show you what I'm going to do, because it's getting to that time of year, isn't it, where we want to start getting ready for Christmas, although gift bags are for all year round. I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. Rather close then, you think that's better. And right, so I'll just give you a quick flick through. Now, all of my books, and there are 31 altogether, I think, might be more, all have unique projects except for the collections. Okay, the collections are compilations of projects taken from other books, apart from 5. So all of the projects you see on the cover are new ones. Everything else comes from other books. So the gift bags are new, but then we've got bags from Half Yard, bags and purses, that was from Half Yard Christmas. So they're all from Half Yard books. Half Yard Kids, Half Yard Bags and Purses, Half Yard Christmas. And they're not just Christmas projects, or not just winter projects, actually. It depends what kind of fabric you're going to use with them. Now, we give 10% discount on my books on the website. If you're a club member, Half Yard Club member, then you get your extra 10% on top of that. If you are a Half Yard Club member and you want to order any of my books through SearchPress, click on the links on the website and you will get 30% off all of the books. That's ordering directly from SearchPress, so the books won't be signed because they don't come through me. If you're not a Half Yard Club member, I have put on Facebook, if you use the code DD105 on the SearchPress website, then you can get 20% off any book, whether it's mine or anybody else's, whether it's painting, knitting, crochet, whatever it is, you get 20% off. Amanda says, yes, please, to a bigger template. I'll have a look. Hello, Karen in Newport Ridge in Florida. I'm very good, thank you. How are you? I have a purple book cover. Yes, of course I have, Irene. Your book cover is awaiting you for when you arrive. Making curtains or roaming blinds are easy. Have a look on my YouTube channel, Sheena, and one of the most popular videos I have on there is making a Roman blind. It's a really simple way of doing it. So have a look under curtains, or put curtains Debbie Shaw or Roman blind Debbie Shaw, and it'll bring up the videos on there. That's probably going to be the easiest way to do it. Oh, thank you, Jilly. She's just renewed a Half Yard Sewing Club membership for a 3rd year. And oh, Sandra won a quilting book. Lovely. Remember when we do have the open days, the 28th and 29th, we've got the Dukey boys coming. We are the Dukey boys. And they actually did that. All day, both days. And they're going to bring some machines to demonstrate as well. So if you're interested in a machine, hopefully we're going to have some kind of show prices. We'll do a little giveaway for anybody that buys one as well. I'm thinking some of my Orifal thread. But if you've got any questions, if you want to see anything demonstrated, if you've already got a Dukey and you want to know something explained, then do come along, because the boys are going to be there. The cushion behind my right shoulder is a kit. Oh, I need to tell you about that, Sheena. This is a kit of Kimberly's, my daughter's. We had this morning one left. So it's Liberty fabric, and it's a brand new range of Liberty fabric. It all comes in a box, and there's everything that you need to make 2 cushion covers. Zips are included as well. You will need a 14-inch cushion pad. We do have those on the website if you haven't got one. But all of the fabrics included, zip included, all Liberty, beautiful quality, and all of your instructions to make that as well. We will be getting some more in stock. Okay. Hopefully next week. We'll be back in stock again, because that one's probably gone now. Oh, somebody found my books in charity. My books are in libraries as well, if that's of interest to you. So most libraries should hold at least, well, all of the collection. They have all of the collection available to them in libraries too. Hello, Lisa in South Africa. Camilla loves a Dukey. Daryl loves a Dukey. Is Dukey, sorry. Oh, Laura says there's only one kit left. Yeah, it's still there if anybody wants it. But we will, when it goes, we will have some more in. Anyway, shall we make a gift bag? Shall we do that? Shall we? Shall we squeak? So I've cut out my fabric pieces already. I'll just tidy this up a little bit. But this is where it starts. So I'm going to use the lining to cut things out from, because you can see the markings better than you can on my outer fabric. So, and I need to come out just a little bit more, just a little bit, so you can see what I'm doing. That's better. Right, 15 inches long, 6 inches across. You need 4 pieces for the lining and 4 pieces for the outer fabric. Then we're going to cut a 6-inch circle. So you can do that if you can find something of 6 inches. If you have your corner creator, of course, you can do it this way. So I'm going to fold this in half. Just line up the edges to make sure they're square. Take my 3-inch side of the corner creator and draw around the curve. See how easy that is, better than finding a bowl. And then cut And you can use your rotary cutter up against the Corner Creator as well. Right, so that's that. And then the second thing we need to do is to make a point at the bottom here. So again, I'm just going to fold this in half to mark the centre, which will be 3 inches because that is a 6-inch width. And then I'm going to measure 3 inches along the side and draw a line from there to the centre to make a point. And this point should be 90 degrees. So let's do 3 inches down this side as well. And it's important that that's 90 degrees because this is how we're going to form the base of the gift bag. Let's cut that off. Hi, Lisa. All right. Could you do a reverse Corner Creator as a guide for top stitching around curves? Ooh. Ooh. They're designed actually by a friend of mine who is an engineer. So I shall have a word with her. She's like she's brilliant. She'll phone me up every now and again just saying, I've made a thing. What do you think to my thing? So yeah, she's quite an inventor. I'll have a word with her. I'm good, thank you, Helene. The first book I wrote, Sarah, was making cushion covers, which isn't actually in publication anymore. So if you've got one of those, hang on to it. And that would have been 12, 13 years ago now, maybe a bit more than that. And then Half Yard Heaven, that was my second book. And that is actually my best-selling book. We've sold, it must be now over 100,000 copies. And early next year, we are, because it's gone to publication now, we're doing an updated version of it with new projects in there as well. So it's projects based on the same kind of theme, but a little bit different, a little bit more improved. So that's going to be quite exciting. Right, so when you've cut out one, you can use that as a template to cut out 3 more of the lining and 4 for the outer fabric. On the outer pieces, put a little bit of interfacing. That could be an H630. This one is an H200. So you can see it's quite soft because I want to be able to tie that. So I'm not going to use a Bosal foam or something quite stiff because I want it to fold when I put the ribbon around there. Yes, Janet, the Corner Creator should be on the website. If you, let's have a look. Should be there. We had about 50 this morning. If you go onto the website and search products, and if I could find my keyboard, type in Corner, and there we go. It's £9.99. And we've got stock at the moment. When it does sell out, because I wouldn't be surprised if it will, because it does every time we show it, put yourself on the waiting list. And I'm hoping we'll get more stock in next week. But at least if you're on the waiting list, you'll get notified as soon as products come back into stock again. You should receive an email. And for our benefit, we know how many people are waiting for it. So if I go and order another 50 and we've got 100 people waiting, no point in ordering 50, we need to order 100. But there again, I don't want to order 500 if only 3 of you want it. So that makes it easier for us as well. Oh, who's that? Susan says, found my sewing box a few days ago after emptying one of many removal boxes. Oh, what a joy to find it. I hadn't seen it since my late husband packed the box just over 2 years ago. I don't know how I've managed. I don't know how you've managed either. Diane writing a book, around about 18 months from start to finish, maybe a bit longer. To actually write the book, maybe 6 months. We can do it quite quickly because Gary does all the photography for me. So everything is photographed as I sew it. Whereas most authors will have to make up all of the different step-by-steps, which is so time consuming. You imagine if you've got 20 steps for one project, you've got to make up all those 20 steps and then take them down to Search Press with their photographer to photograph them. That takes ages, but we're quite lucky. We can do things a lot quicker because we're literally photographing as I'm sewing. And it also means that it's almost like photograph in real time, so everything. No, I need a close-up of that, or we don't really need to see that bit, or I think we need some more steps. That can all be done at the same time, which is why you get so many photos in all of my books. So that can probably take about 6 months, and then maybe another 6 months of going backwards and forwards and proofreading and editing and designing and all that kind of thing. And then the book's printed in China. That can take another 6 months to get them printed because they come over on a boat, and which takes, well, months. So yeah, around about 18 months from start to finish. Oh, Kat just went into the library and found many of your books and the cushion covers too. Oh, jolly good. Morning, Valinda. Oh, hi, Ruth. Leslie. Right. It's the bits that you lose, Alice. It's the little bits. So let's sew these together. We'll do the outer pieces first. This is all the same for all of them, okay? So right sides together. I'm just going to check if I measured that. I don't think I did. I just think I did it from the, not that one, is it? I just think I did it from the bottom of the curve. But I want to follow the same instructions, so just hang on a second. Yep, from the bottom of the curve is exactly how I worded it. If you're not sure where the bottom of the curve is, then fold it over and give it a crease. So I'm going to sew from there all the way down one side and across the bottom. Oh. Haven't heard from Megan for a while, Julie. She's not on, she hasn't said anything on YouTube. She's still quite active on the Half Yard Club, I think. I saw a comment from her the other day. But no, I haven't heard from Megan for a while. Are you there, Megan? Are you there? Are you all right? Come say hello, we're missing you. Chilly fall morning from Cape Breton in Canada. Hello, Patricia, welcome along. Show you what I'm doing there. So down to the point, using a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Just make sure my edges are lining up because I'm not pinning. And we need to do that on all the pieces. So I'm going to take the next 2 outer pieces. And if you want to, you can just mark these to make sure that you're starting your stitches at the same point. Pin if you wish. Do that on both sides. And then sew down here. Sharon says corner creators are brilliant. Where can I find the measurements for the bag? Shirley, it's a project from Half Yard Winter, so it's in the book. It's one of the new projects, so it's not in any other book. But I have been given the measurements as I'm making it, so if you want to have a look back when we've finished. And let's do the same on the linings. So just 2 together at the moment. Just going to measure this to make sure I'm doing this all at the same size. And sew these together in pairs in the same manner. Hello Caroline, Western Australia, I'm glad you like it. So down to the corner. Stop with the needle down, turn around and sew to the edge. Oh yes, Elizabeth, they will be back in stock. We've sold them all again. I can't believe how many of those we're selling. I need to order them on Monday. Hopefully they will be with us Wednesday, Thursday next week. But please do go on the waiting list. Then if they come in early, then you'll get notified early, and they'll go out early. So do go on the waiting list. Sorry, those again. Honestly, do you know, it's so nice to bring you a tool which you are finding so helpful. There's lots of tools and rulers and things like that on the marketplace. There are other similar corner tools, not exactly the same as this, and I haven't seen one that comes with the extra bits, and they can be a lot more expensive. So we try to keep the price low and find you something that's obviously finding really useful. Oh, Tilly, thank you. Right, down to the bottom of that. So I think that's all 4 pieces. Right. So now we're going to sew these 2 pieces right sides together. So open that out. And open that out. I'm actually going to flip that so it's inside out. And we'll sew all the way round. So let's just line those sides up. From that same mark at the bottom of the curve, so straight down to the bottom, into the point. Now when you come to the seam here, it would be nice if they matched. It is the bottom of the bag, so it's not the end of the world. And I'm just going to squish the seams in opposite directions and stop with my needle right on the seam, and then carry on. Stop in the corner again and back down the final side. Up to that mark that I made at the bottom of the curve and reverse stitch. And then the base, because you've used 90-degree points, will form a nice flat base. Like that. And I say it would be nice if all the points met, but it's the bottom, it doesn't matter. Sandra G700 would be perfect for this one. So let's do the same with the lining. This time we need to leave a turning gap. So let's open this up and right sides together. Need to push that inside and line up the edges. And so. Oh, Shirley says she hasn't seen a bottom like this before. I haven't seen a bottom like that before. Glad you like it. There's my turning gap. Lisa says, I wish my bottom looked that neat. Oh, Lisa now, pictures in my mind, please. Down into the point, turn around, squishing seams in opposite directions. Stop with your needle right on the seam and then sew back down the opposite 2 sides. Be careful not to stretch those diagonal cuts because they are cut on the bias, so a 45-degree gives you stretch on woven fabric, so just be a little bit careful when you're sewing it. Back down to this line and we'll reverse. So I did a turning gap, didn't I? Yeah, there's my turning gap. And there's the base. So then with the outer bag the right side out, the lining bag inside out, we're going to push one inside the other so that the right sides are together. Deborah, hopefully midweek next week. I still need to order them on Monday. Well, I'll get the order in today because sometimes they work weekends. And hopefully Wednesday, Thursday, we should get some more back in again. Yes, Julie, there will be a block of the month next year. It's I can't show you yet because I haven't got it, because Melissa makes these, and it's seaside themed. It's beautiful. It's very different to all of the others, but it's really lovely, and we will be doing a kit for them as well. Yes. So I'm just lining up the edges of the fabric and the seams matching as well. If you wanted to pin those, then that may be of help. But I'm just going to go for it. So line up the edges and sew all the way around. Matching the seams. I'm not worried whether they go in one direction or the other, if they're open, if they're not. Can't see a thing I'm doing, and I'm just going to sew up to the stitch line on the side seam and spin it around. Line up the next two bits and sew. And when you're sewing curves like this, try not to get any kind of jaggedy marks or straight bits, because this does actually form the shape of the curve around the top. Again, it's only a gift bag. It doesn't really matter if it's not 100% perfect, and we are going to put a tie around this, and it'll be gathered and distorted therefore anyhow. But it would be quite nice, particularly if you're selling things, to have these curves as pretty perfect as you can. And don't use a stitch that's too long. I'm on a 2.4 with this one, which is quite a large curve. And what I'm doing is I'm not looking at the needle. I'm actually watching the point where the edge of the fabric goes underneath my foot. I've got a mark on my foot there. So I'm just feeding the edge of the fabric into that mark. So if you struggle sewing around curves, that's the best tip I can give you, because if you just watch the needle instead of where the fabric's going in, that's when you can start to get a little bit wobbly. And take your time with it as well. Sewing isn't always about speed. And then up to the seam there. Line up the two edges here. And so we'll go around the top of all of these petals, if you like. Down into the corner, or into the point I should say, just make sure that those are lined up nicely. Almost there, one more to go. Down to the seam, and then I'm just coming up around the final side. Hello Maria, don't know what you're saying, but thank you, I think. Morning Pam, the corner shape got a whole nip hanging. No, it doesn't actually, but that is a very good point, Pam. Maybe I shall suggest that to my designers. It is tempting to watch the needle, Susan, but I've likened it. It's watching the needle is like when you're riding a bike. Oh no, I should have snipped into those points. And you watch the wheel. You always go wobbly when you watch your wheel. You should look where you're going, not down at where the wheel is. And it's the same with your needle. Look at where the fabric's going, not at the needle. And that'll give you a more even seam allowance as well. Just where those little V shapes are, I'm just going to snip into up to the stitches in the V. And that'll help it to sit a little bit neater when I turn this the right side out. There we go. Just going to put my iron on while I'm doing this. Hello T&L's Nana. Love this. Worth waking up at 5:30. Where are you? I'm also imagining this with alternating lighting and dark panels. That would be lovely. And what you can... Oh, Claire. Claire says, can't come to the open day because she's got a new puppy. Do you know, I'd say bring her, but I daren't because some people may be allergic to dogs. I'd like to bring Bob in, but she's very bouncy and not everybody likes them. Yes, you could also make them with I did one, didn't I? I did a bottle bag. A little bottle bag that will fit those little bottles of fizz. Well, I've seen them in shops, I've never had one. But the little bottles of champagne and stuff that are only about that big. But I'm sure I made one, so it'll be on YouTube somewhere, where instead of one petal there were two. Might be wrong. There's over 500 videos on there. I forget what I'm doing. Right, so let is away for a month at Christmas. Oh, who's away for a month at Christmas? Oh, Laura, you're going to Thailand again, aren't you? What did she say? Sorry, I've gone too far back. Ask again. Shauna, yes, I will show the corner tool again, Belinda. Again, haven't got any left, but go on the waiting list. We'll get some back in again as soon as we can. Woven and non-woven. It just depends on the makeup of the fabric. A non-woven fabric is like felt. So it doesn't have a direction. A woven fabric will have a warp and a weft. So one goes across, one goes down. Some of them have two down, one across that creates, I think that's the twill like denim, but they're all basically warp and weft. That's a woven fabric. And a non-woven is something that is felted or felt, that kind of, so it's a compressed fabric rather than something that's been knitted or woven. And Kim's having a duvet day. Forget the straw, Sarah, just straight down my neck. Would you hold a quilted file? Oh yes, absolutely, Laura, yes I will do. Just leave me a note and we'll hang on to it. I'd love to go to Thailand. Anyway, Thailand envy. So I'm just pushing out the curves. Make sure that's nice and neat in there. And then we'll sew the opening closed. Oh, Shirley's son set off on Wednesday to travel around Thailand and beyond. Oh, how lovely. What a lovely trip. So right, Susan, I hope it helps. If you've got any questions about anything fabric related, sewing related, come and ask them. I'm not going to say I'm an expert in absolutely everything to do with everything. But I've got a bit of experience with sewing, so I might be able to help. And if I can't, there will be somebody else out there that can. Right, snip the ends off there. And then let's push this inside the bag and press it. So much stuff. I'm having a visit from Tilly Rose on Friday. I'm really looking forward to that. I haven't seen her for ages. Tilly is starting her slow stitch cafe club with Search Press in the spring. So we're going to have a chat about all things technical, software and cameras and stuff like that. So there is a holding page for her. I can't remember what it is, but if you go to her website, I am sure the details will be there, and you can put your name down if it's of interest to you. I love what Tilly does. It's very different to me and my club, but if you're a fan, we'll have a look. We'll have a look. John has booked 6-person apartment. Oh, nice. Oh, imagine doing lives from what would I do with my dog though, Laura? She'd break her heart if I went away. I mean, one night's enough, and she sleeps in my space on the bed when I'm not there. Okay, I'm just pressing that with the seam around the edge. I can show you. That would be helpful in a tutorial, would it not, to show you what I'm doing? So I'll try and keep that nice and neat with the seam right on the edge there. And then we'll top stitch it. That just helps to press it before you sew it. And just keep rolling that so the seam's on the top. Claire. Oops. How's domino? Alright, let's do that. And then just around this side to finish. If you have one of these, it's nice to press the seams without pinching them. And of course you can get that right into the base as well. Just press over those, make it nice and neat. Of course this is going to be that. The gathering is only a piece of ribbon sewn into one side, so I haven't put channels or anything like that on this one. It's literally a piece of ribbon sewn to one side and then tied around. So it's ever so easy. That'll do there. Irons off, Laura. My ironing pad, Barbara, is... Oh, that was heavy, I've left that in there. It measures 12 inches by 9.5 inches. We have them on the website, but I think we've got the black ones in stock with the sewing machine motifs on it. And when it opens, it's padded on both sides, and when it opens up, it's got a grippy bit to keep your paper, your pattern pieces, or your patchwork pieces. Thank you. And it's got a cutting mat on that side as well. But we have got those on the website. That's a big one.
Could I put the coffee on there?
No, no.
Are you going to want me doing this on the opening day as well? I thought I was
for
on the
everybody. The bar. We're going to have a pint of Prosecco with Dawn at the pub over the road after on Saturday.
Oh, right.
Stop fiddling with me lighting. It's fine. It's fine.
It's a bit dark down here.
That is a big cup of coffee. Right. Thank you. Oh, Janet's going to try and downsize and make them for small bottles. That's a good idea. Dawn's missed loads. She's making bacon rolls for everyone.
Oh, yes, please.
Stop it! I'm nearly done now anyway. You should have done this before. Fiddling with me stuff. Okay, so that's... Oh, I'm going to top stitch around there. So top stitching I like because it gives a nice crisp edge and finishes it off and kind of keeps the lining in place as well. So let's get close to the edge. Nice contrasting thread. Would have been nice here. Maybe I should have got a hot tomato. I'm just using white at the moment. So down into the point. This is why it's easier to press it before you sew it. Just try and keep that nice and flat around the points. And we'll just go all the way around. And I think fabric gift bags are such a nice idea for any occasion because they get reused. They look lovely if these are all going under your tree, if everyone's coming to you for Christmas. Because you can have all coordinating fabrics. You could have a little bit of metallic maybe. We've got some really lovely Christmas fabrics on the website with metallic, so it would be perfect for things like this. But it means you can use them again next year. So you're cutting down on the amount of paper you're using. So it may seem a little bit time consuming and obviously more expensive than paper, but then when you consider that even if people take this away at Christmas, then they're either going to carry on using it as a storage bag, or you never know, you might get it back again next year. Right. So let's snip off the edge of the fabric here. And there. Then I've got a piece of ribbon, which I'm just going to sew to the middle of one of the panels, straight down the centre, underneath where the points are. So find a pen and pop that in there. Do you top stitch in the lining usually? I top stitch around the top of any bag, Sarah, to be honest. Because I just think it looks nice. If the top's going to be seen, then I'll top stitch around it. So I've just sewn straight up and down there. And again, snip off the thread. And then in goes your gift. And that wraps around the top. So that's obviously going to look a little bit better when it's got a gift inside it. And then tie in a bow on the opposite side. Like so. And then you can kind of arrange the petals at the top to make a nice little display. Again, you're looking at an empty bag, so it's not going to look as nice as it would do if it was filled with stuff. But I think you've got a decent sized bag there. Maybe a little pom-pom trim or some rick-rack around the edges would look nice as well. And that is a great way of disguising wonky stitches if you have them. Yeah, there you go. I think that's a nice sized little gift bag. Now they're halfway across the country, Amazon wraps and delivers. Oh, Sarah, I normally sew from the lining side. I don't know why. I think because my the last machine I had didn't have a free arm, so I just got used to kind of sewing from the inside of the bag. So I just tend to sew from the lining, but it doesn't really matter. Thank you, Rita. Like and subscribe and thumbs up, please, on YouTube, she says. Wonky stitches. Never, never. Go on, Alice. Don't believe you. Don't believe you. Okay, right. I've got some videos to make this afternoon. So the next project for Half Yard Club members is going to be, so excited about this one. What date is it? 14. Oh, you get one project tomorrow, which is going to be your bag insertion thing, your bag organizer. So this one comes out tomorrow. So sorry if you've seen this before, but I'm showing you again. It's big enough to fit a tablet in there very easily. We've got mesh pockets, 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 pockets on the inside, pockets and pockets and pockets and pockets and pockets, and somewhere for your keys. And this can be made in any size you like to fit in your bag. So if you change your bags a lot, then you can just take out all of your pockets and all of your bits in there without taking out every single individual item. That's the idea. So particularly if you don't have many pockets in your bag, that's just a pocket full of pockets. But if you don't have a bag that it's going to fit and you like the idea, for the sew along, which is going to be next Saturday at 4 o'clock, we make a bag that it fits into. So this is the tote bag for the sew along. See, it fits perfectly. It's got no pockets in it, but it fits the insert. So then you've got tons of pockets, and you can make them in all different colours and just take out the middle of it and put it from bag to bag. So your newsletter from the Half Yard Club should come out tomorrow, and all of your ingredients will be on there. And then the girls will be putting the materials list on Facebook as well, and I will share that on my Facebook page. So that's sew along for next Saturday at 4 o'clock. It measures, I think it's 15 inches by 12.5 inches. So you need to buy ½ metre of fabric for the outside, ½ metre for the lining, and then an extra bit for pockets and straps. I can't remember how much. And I've used H630 for this one as well. So if you don't have any and you want to get ahead, then that's a good way to do it. And then, so that's that one. And then next month, what I'm filming at the moment is it's all hand sewn felt winter wreath. And I think you're going to love it. No, I'm not going to show you that. It's all in pieces at the moment because I'm still putting it together. So that's what I'm going to be filming this afternoon. For a sew along, Helen, I just want to keep it simple for the sew along, the kind of things that we can make in an hour. But I've got zip bags on YouTube if you want to have a look over there. I'm glad you like it, Anne-Marie. Thank you, Tina. The Quilt Festival at Melbourne on Saturday. Oh, I've never been to that one. Is that a good one? Secure it in the bigger bag. Don't know. Let's have a look. suppose you could clip it if you put a tag or a tab like that on the inside seam of the lining and then had a lobster claw clasp. You could actually clip it onto the side there, which makes it a little bit more secure. That's a good idea. So why don't I think of things like this? That's what I've got you lot for. What day is it today? It's Saturday, isn't it? Honestly. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Sarah's just put a link to the felt that I've used for the wreath on Facebook. We have got a couple of those rolls of the felt left. I can get more quite quickly for that one as well. The wreath uses, I'll show you it next week because it'll be finished then, but it uses small pieces of felt. I think the most it uses is a 12-inch square, in lots of different Christmassy kind of colours. So we have sourced some Christmas coloured felt. So there is a black one in there which I haven't used, but that might be the best way of buying felt if you don't have a lot of felt and bits and bobs that you can use for it. Instead of just buying the individual sheets, which can work out quite expensive, we've put together some rolls of wool mixed felt. It's wool visco, so it's really nice and soft as well, and they're only £9.99p. So if they are on the website, they're probably going to sell out now. We can probably get some more in by Tuesday, Wednesday next week. So again, put your name on that waiting list when the felt sells out. All right, Sarah, I shall see you again on Wednesday. Zaki, Oki, hello. So anyway, so I'm going to go and get on some work. You enjoy the rest of your weekend. Lynn's ordered hers already, lovely. An owl pillow. An owl pillow is what an owl pillow, dear Linda? Oh, sorry, talking to somebody else. Oh, that was a bit confused. Really, Julia? It's 12 o'clock. She's overslept and missed everything. I'll have a watch back. So again, yeah, Julia, I shall see you on Wednesday. And then next Saturday, remember the sew along at 4 o'clock. Next Sunday is Seamless Sunday on Create and Craft. Don't know what's on yet. I know they've got a Brother embroidery machine as a one-day special. But anyway, I'll just tell you more about that. An organiser for travel print software. That's a good idea, Laura. Maybe making a faux leather or a denim or something like that. Anyway, I'm going. Got work to do. Hope you enjoyed this. Make lots of bags, and I shall see you again on Wednesday. Bye bye.